Tag TV brings you daily news bulletin from India. Breaking news and views from India.
You're watching South Asia Newsline, and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Tuesday, the 18th of February. Qatar's Emir visits India, marks strategic partnership with Prime Minister Modi. Zardari emphasizes Pakistan's role as bridge between US, China, advocates for peace with India. And India assures safety of Nepali students after protests over suicide incident. And now for all the details. India and Qatar have elevated their bilateral ties to a strategic partnership, marking a significant step in strengthening their diplomatic and economic relations, New Delhi announced on Tuesday. This development comes after Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi held bilateral talks with Qatar's Emir, Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, who is on a two-day state visit to India. During the delegation-level talks, the two leaders discussed a wide range of issues, focusing on trade, energy, investments, technology, food security and cultural cooperation. The two sides also signed two memorandums of understanding aimed at strengthening strategic partnerships across multiple sectors and preventing double taxation and tax evasion on income. This is the Emir's first visit to India in nearly a decade, with his last visit dating back to March 2015. The visit also comes a year after the Qatari Emir pardoned 8 Indian Navy veterans who had been sentenced to death by a Qatari court on unspecified charges. While 7 of the veterans have returned to India, the senior-most among them, Commodore Punnendu Tiwari, has yet to return due to his travel ban. His family and colleagues have urged the visiting head of state and the Indian Prime Minister to resolve the issue and lift Tiwari's travel ban. The Congress MP Pramod Tiwari on Tuesday has expressed concerns over the appointment of new election commissioner Gyanesh Kumar, questioning the urgency of the decision despite the ongoing legal challenge regarding the formation of the selection committee. Almost a year after he was appointed an election commissioner, Gyanesh Kumar was elevated to Chief Election Commissioner on Monday. Kumar's appointment was announced hours after the Prime Minister-headed high-level panel met to select the new CEC to succeed Rajiv Kumar, who is set to retire today. Kumar, who was appointed to the EC on March 14, 2024, less than 2 months after he retired from the IAS. Tiwari emphasized that in a democracy, elections should not be fair but also perceived as fair, criticizing the move as violation of the Supreme Court's authority and the spirit of the Constitution. Leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, had raised questions about the composition of the government-dominated panel during a speech in Parliament earlier this month. While attending the selection committee meet, Rahul Gandhi submitted a dissent note objecting to the mechanism of the appointment.
सरकार का मुझे एक बात समझ में नहीं आई, ये एक स्थापित परंपरा है, मान्यता है कि न्याय सिर्फ होना नहीं चाहिए बल्कि दिखना भी चाहिए कि न्याय हुआ। सर्वोच्च न्यायालय में ये प्रकरण की जो चयन समिति है उसका गठन को लेकर चुनौती दी गई है। मामला सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने स्वीकार भी कर लिया है सुनवाई के लिए। ऐसे में क्या जल्दी थी कि आपने वही जो चुनौती दी गई जिसको, जो विवादित है समिति, जिसमें आपने चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया को हटाया है या उनके नॉमिनी को, उसमें आपने नियुक्ति कर दी।
Moving on. Pakistan's People's Party chairman Bilawal Bhutto Zardari on Tuesday said that Pakistan has the potential to act as a bridge between the United States and China. Zardari, during an interview on the sidelines of the Munich Security Conference, highlighted Pakistan's long-standing role in fostering diplomatic ties between nations and stressed that some nations were taking advantage of the competitive situation between Washington and Beijing. He also expressed optimism about the prospect of improving ties with India, stating that peace with the rival country, or at the very least, trade was possible. He called for political stability and strategic policy making to address the country's growing challenges. While strengthening its ties with China through initiatives like CPEC, Pakistan continues to engage with the US on counter-terrorism and regional stability, aiming to foster cooperation without compromising its sovereignty or strategic alliances.
The United States.
Meanwhile, the residents of Gilgit-Baltistan have been facing an ongoing crisis for over 7 decades, struggling with issues related to clean drinking water and deteriorating road infrastructure. Despite being a region rich in natural beauty, the people here are grappling with severe poverty. A report.
People living in Gilgit-Baltistan have expressed their anger, saying that they are forced to drink contaminated water. Residents say due to the contaminated water, many people are facing heart-related issues and waterborne diseases affecting the health of the population, especially children. They expressed that the lack of sanitation and effective sewage systems only makes the situation worse.
मेरे भाई गुज़श्ता 77 सालों से इस गिलगित बल्तिस्तान में लोगों को न पीने का साफ पानी मुहैया है, न यहाँ इनको बिजली मुहैया है और न ही इनके जो रोड हैं, ये रोड इंतहाई ख़राब है। यहाँ सियाहत के लिए कह रहे हैं कि हमने इतना अरबों का काम किया, कुछ भी नहीं किया है। और ये जो है हमारा जब शुरू में जिस तरह खंडरात थे, अभी वही खंडरात बन गए हैं।
Residents further lamented that the lack of reliable transportation due to the broken roads has hindered business operations and left many areas isolated. The residents are also paying high prices for electricity, which is often unavailable or irregular, further adding to their burden. The people of Gilgit-Baltistan are calling for a system free of corruption and for their basic human rights to be addressed.
In a scathing attack on the interim government led by Mohammad Yunus, ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina on Monday labelled him a terrorist. In a virtual address to Awami League supporters, Hasina declared that she would return to Bangladesh and avenge the deaths of Awami League members and government workers killed in the aftermath of her ouster. She accused the chief advisor of being responsible for the violence and injustice, stating that his government was unfit to lead the country. She further alleged that Yunus, due to his inexperience, had dissolved all inquiry committees and released terrorists who were butchering people and destroying Bangladesh. "We will oust this government of terrorists," Hasina asserted. Defending her government's actions against the protesters in July-August 2024, she claimed that those killed during the student protests did not die due to police firing. She added that if post-mortem examinations were conducted now, they would support her claims. Hasina also accused Yunus of orchestrating the burning of her ancestral home in Dhaka and claimed that the killing of Awami League supporters and policemen was part of a broader effort to destabilize the country. India has assured Nepali students of its commitment to their well-being following protests triggered by the suicide of a Nepali woman studying in the eastern state of Odisha. Prakriti Lamsal, a third-year B.Tech student from Nepal, ended her life by hanging herself in a hostel room. Her death led to protests primarily by students of Nepali origin demanding action. The demonstrations also spread to Kathmandu, where student unions gathered outside the Indian embassy. In response, the Indian embassy issued a statement confirming that it is in touch with the university authorities and the state government regarding the investigation. The statement also emphasized that the Indian government will continue to take all necessary steps to ensure the safety and well-being of Nepali students in India. Nepalese Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli also addressed the situation, stating that the government has made arrangements to allow all Nepali students to either remain in their hostels or return home, depending on their preference.
वो पढ़ने के लिए यहाँ भेजे थे। अभी उनका माता और पिता बहुत खुश थे कि हमारी बेटी इंडिया से इंजीनियर बन के आएगी और देश की सेवा करेगी, लेकिन उसका जो ये हाल हुआ ये देख के हम लोग बहुत तकलीफ में हैं, बहुत परेशान हैं।
Tag TV brings you daily news bulletin from India. Breaking news and views from India.